us. No way out here. All right, everyone, we're going to get started. Thank you for coming tonight. It's a little awkward distance here. Thanks for coming tonight. Before we get started with the coaches and program leaders, I just wanted to give a thank you to this community. I was watching the varsity soccer game Friday night. Although we did not get the results that we wanted, I was watching the game with the collegiate AD, and multiple times did he say how great our crowd was. Respectful, creative, and he's like, I wish my kids were as cohesive and creative as you all were Friday night. And I hope we can continue that throughout the rest of the season, especially the winter season, when it's a little more personal, we're packed into Yarborough. Just make sure you're positive, together, and cheering on our team. So thank you to all of you who attended Friday and Saturday. On Saturday, me as a coach, I certainly felt y'all's presence, and it was great that you all attended, so thank you. And just a quick thank you from the entire co-curricular and athletic department to Coach Kelly, all the coaches, the program leaders, the parents, the admission office for finding all you students and giving us sports teams, Miss Ashley Myers, Miss Booker and the sports media group, Mr. Harper and his entire team, the business office, Mr. Coyle, Selena and Sage. We're about to have a delicious meal here in a little bit. And a big thank you to Floyd Crouch. People have been asking for it, some help with the laundry and stuff, and boy did they get it. Helps with the inventory and all that stuff. Floyd, are you here? Yeah, Floyd, thank you. Another round of applause. You know how much time that can take up, so thanks again, Floyd. So up first, we are going to ask Coach Sears to talk about JV volleyball.
Hi guys. I'm going to talk really quickly about this year's JV volleyball team. We did a whole lot of learning. We had a pretty big team, and we were all different ages, skill levels, the whole gamut. While our record may not have reflected what we wanted it to, our growth was tremendous. We grew both on and off the court. Players learned how to serve and set. They learned how to cheer for their teammates. They became leaders, and they learned the true meaning of grit. I, as their coach, could not be prouder to have been a part of that team this year. 2 awards tonight. The first award that I wanted to present is the Leadership Coaches Award. This award was actually picked by the players, and I have to say they made a fantastic choice. This student player, she was a leader on and off the court. She worked hard to encourage others, she made us laugh, and she truly led by example. I'm sorry to say she went home sick today. However, the team voted Addie Cossack as the leadership coach of the team. All right, finally, my most improved award. I really wish that I could give this to the entire team because every one of the players improved in some capacity of their physical or mental game. However, there was one player that continued to stand out. When she arrived on court, she had played before, but she was very unsure of herself. She had skills, but lacked a little confidence. She struggled with her serve and her overhand hitting, but my oh my did she work hard this season. She always had a great attitude. She took instruction like a pro, and she really did improve her game. She was serving by the end of the game, by the end of the season. She put in that time and effort to make that possible. She not only conquered her serve, but she also found her inner Chuck. And the girls will know exactly what I mean by that. So this year's most improved is Charlie Miltenberger. Oh, there she is.
Up next, I'd like to invite Dr. Little to speak about the aquaculture group.
I'd like to ask my 4 oystermen to come up here and receive their prizes, please. We've got Locke, we've got Anson, we've got Christopher, and we've got Cameron. Can you come stand up in front of me? This was an amazing year. This was an amazing year for the oyster program. We finished refurbishing the whole oyster farm. Now we've got all new oyster farm oysters on there. We've got oysters coming out of Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. We planted 35,000 spat-on shell, and we planted 10,000 little baby oysters. And these guys were on the water, pulling the cages, doing everything all season long, and it's really impressive what they've done. So they should get a round of applause. And so, that's Cameron. Go ahead, take it. That's Locke. Look. Locke. That is Anson. And that is Christopher. Muchas gracias. Right, we need a picture. Need a picture. All right. All right, thank you.
Up next, Miss Megan McNeil for the film production.
Hi, so I'm here to present the award for the film production. Like anything you do in life, it is what you make it, right? So as much as you put in is what you're going to get out of it. And when we began our co-curricular this season, there was someone in our group that really made it clear that they didn't want to be there. They just did not feel comfortable making films. They didn't really want to engage. But it didn't really take long for this person to really establish themselves as probably our most creative and dedicated and proficient filmmaker. That was every time they were there, they were wanting to film, they were wanting to engage. And I was so impressed and pleased to be able to work with a student and get to know them better. And I think that this award, it really doesn't have a title to it, like most improved or most valuable player. I don't really know what the other awards are, but this award is really the award to recognize someone that really turned it around, and instead of saying, I can't do this or I'm not going to do this, said, I am going to do this. And what they did was pretty impressive. So I have a little Eat, Sleep, Film mug for Tori. Tori's not here, so I'll just give this to her advisor. Thank you.
Up next, Coach Posick, talk about JV boys soccer.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see all of you looking sharp, everybody. So, yes, JV Boys Soccer. It is a joy of my life. It's a super exciting time in life where people's bodies sometimes haven't caught up with their brains, or their brain hasn't caught up with their body yet. And that's actually, despite all the times we laugh about it, a really cool place to be. And I think that what we talked about a lot this season was how you're kind of born, right? You have a certain amount of energy and you have to decide how to use it, right? So in that way, no challenge is too small for any of us to take on, right? So yeah, it's a joy to do. And without further ado, also second place in the first ever JV soccer tournament this year, which is pretty sweet. Anyways, on to our awards. Our first award is the Most Improved Award, and this award is going to a young man who came to us lacking a little bit of confidence, looking kind of clueless sometimes, but now, as he says to me, when he looks at the ball, he runs straight to it and gets it. And this kid is without a doubt possibly the fastest kid on campus. The person receiving this award is Quentin Harding. And our second award is the Spirit Award. I think coached this guy for 2 years. He's a really big hugger. He'll ask you how you're doing, and he'll give it his all at all times, and that's why Thomas Emery, please come up and get this Spirit Award.
Up next, actually before this gentleman comes up, I just want to say how cool it was to bring girls tennis back. It's been some time. It takes some courageous women to go out there and start a team back up. And I want to thank Coach Smith and welcome him to my
Good evening, and before I get started, I just want to thank Coach Dean and this community for supporting girls tennis. I also want to thank my assistant coach, Coach Ty over there, who really came along and helped me quite a bit with working with these young ladies. Tennis is one of those things I came to late in life and have grown to love the sport, mainly because I don't have to work with anyone else to play it. So it's fun just being out there by myself and playing. And so with no further ado, I want to talk about a few of these ladies. Since it was the first year, I had to get into some kind of, I guess, a rhythm of coaching tennis again. And it really didn't make sense to me what I was doing until I actually played Norfolk Christian. I talked to the coach. He was like, yeah, I just spent this year teaching. And I was like, I did the exact same thing. I haven't really had a lot of time to coach because we had to teach, and tennis is one of those games that's really hard to learn. So I'm thankful that these young ladies showed up every day. They wanted to play every day, and I believe they learned something while we played. So first, I'd like to recognize the Coaches Award, and this year it goes to Lillian Williams. Yes, ma'am. Good job, Lillian. I don't think Lillian missed a day of practice, and she always showed up with a positive attitude. She didn't want to play my number 5 at first. She was like, she's just going to be an exhibition player, but honestly, she put on probably with her doubles partner one of the most thrilling matches of the year, so she was well-deserved with the Coaches Award. Our MVP for this year, she was new to tennis, but when I say she came on like a storm and challenged every number 1 at every school we played and gave them all they could handle. She did an awesome job, and that is Amparo Cabeda Lorenz. Typically the hustle reward usually goes to a player that has grit, but I want to say this player has tenacity. She came on with me when I first started tennis here and has been pushing for a competitive girls team, advocating for this for years. When this summer, when it looked like we weren't going to have a team, she actually reached out to Indian Creek and said, we want to have a team. And after I saw that, I said, then we have to have a team. So the Hustle Award this year goes to Allie Powell. And before I move on, I do want to thank him. He's not here today, but just to recognize publicly the tennis pro over at Indian Creek. His name is George Christopoulos, and he has been an amazing help with this program, offering their courts. So I just want to thank him publicly. This year's Most Improved Player Award, I'm going to ask Coach Ty to come up here and help me present this award because this player was kind of his project. When she first came on, one thing, everywhere we went, everywhere was asking us, how tall is she? And it's like, what sport does she really play? And she didn't really want to run a lot at first, but then one day I wasn't in practice and I asked him, did she run? And he told me yes. She's like, I told her that if she didn't run, she was going to run some more. So our most improved player was Silvana Mastu. lastly, we were able to give a Hustle Award as well for JV, but truthfully, this player excelled so much in her first year of tennis that I couldn't call her a JV tennis player. In tennis, you have exhibition matches, and those matches don't count for points. Those players just play because they love the game. And this young lady stepped up to play in a very competitive doubles match when I was missing the player, and then stayed in that role and didn't mind just being a double specialist. So the Hustle Award for JV goes to Stephanie Bowie. I'll hold on to it for Stephanie. Thank you.
Ms. Selena, are you ready for us? All right, so what's going to happen now is Mr. Piles is going to excuse a couple of tables at a time. I think I'm going to start it off with the Homers and the Keelan table. Go ahead, grab some food. While they're doing that, you may notice that there is some silverware and some plasticware. So if you can help the stage staff throwing away the plastic, not the silverware, and vice versa, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Hold on 1 second. Before we get started, Mr. Smith, could you come up and bless the food for us?
For this occasion.
Everybody, we got your attention, please.
Let's take a moment for prayer. Father God, we thank you, Lord, for this assemblage of your people on tonight, God, as we honor these young men and these young women and all they have accomplished during this season. God, we thank you for the hands that prepared this food. We ask, Lord, that you bless it for the nourishment of our bodies, and we give you the glory in all things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, up next we have Miss Emily talk about the riding program. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm sure you guys, it's just a face you've probably never seen around campus. My name is Emily Johnston. I run the riding program at Fountain Green Farm, which is about 15 minutes away. Just to tell you guys a little bit about it, because we're kind of new to the campus. We developed a program with you guys to establish like a horsemanship concept, teaching you guys that don't know anything about horses or have previous experience with horses, just a little bit to know more about them. You guys get an opportunity to ride, experience animals that have been showing across the country, from the Hamptons all the way to Florida, even some horses we've had come shipped in from Europe, Germany. We've got a couple Argentinian horses. So we've got a lot of wide range of horses that can teach you new skills as you move on. We've got connections all across the states, including some Olympian riders and some top barns. So if you guys are interested in joining us, just let me know. We got a pretty cool, we're not that far away. It gets you a break from campus life. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys can join us sometime. But we give out an award for our most deserving equestrian. We call it a barn rat. It sounds a little not great, but a barn rat is someone that dedicates themselves to the barn. It's not just about getting on the horse. It's about taking care of them from their feet to their backs to their souls, right? So we give this to a person that really cares about the program, that really cares about our horses, that goes out there and plays with our foals that are only 3 months old, you know, helping them learn how to be a horse, right? So this is someone we want to embody our program and continue to be a horseman or horsewoman. So I'm glad to give this to Jesse. Thank you.
Up next, I'd like to invite Coach Jorgensen, head football coach.
Good evening. Before I start handing out awards, I just want to thank all of our seniors. We have quite a few seniors, especially for an 8-man football team, and they really exemplified what it is to play with pride and poise. They know what that means, and also they chop wood every day, which is one of our sayings of showing up to work and surviving, chopping wood every day, coming together and having a workman's mentality. On another note, next Sunday there will be a 8-man all-star game against the Commonwealth of Virginia versus North Carolina. And we have 2 representatives from Christchurch that will be representing you, but also Virginia, and that is Tegan Slider and Felix Kerner will be playing. With our awards, this is a brand new award and it is dedicated to Coach Homer. The Ed Homer Lineman Award goes to the lineman who exemplifies the toughness, sacrifice, heart, and consistency which make great teammates but especially great linemen. This award is given in honor of Coach Ed Homer, who exemplified these traits as a coach and also instilled these traits in his team and linemen. The 2023 Ed Homer Lineman Award goes to Trevor McDonald. Coach's Award. Coach's Award goes to the player who exemplifies the core values of the team and is a consistent leader during play and in the community. This award recipient has exemplified playing and living with pride and poise every day. the 2023 Coaches Award goes to Keegan Slider. The MVP award goes to the player who has contributed to the team in a positive way through their play. The player who has been depended upon to deliver in timely manner and to add the most value. The 2023 Football MVP award goes to Felix Kerner.
Up next, I'd like to invite head volleyball coach, Coach Anna Moore.
This volleyball season was filled with growth, fun memories, and good competition. The laughter, unforgettable moments on and off the court made the season an experience that I will cherish. Proving that sports can be more than just about outcomes. It's truly about the lessons and bonds that are formed along the way. Our first award is going to be for MVP defense. So this player was a captain and leader of our back line. She is fierce, she is funny, and I am so proud of her growth the past 2 years. Coaching this player made me fall in love with the game all over again. It is my absolute honor to present Mercy Duff with MVP Defense. Is offensive MVP. This outside hitter was new this year and ran our offensive line. She is relentless, passionate, and can kill it down the line. I wish we could have had her for more than just a year, but I'm so thankful that we got her. Offensive MVP goes to Lara Fialo. Coaches Award. This player was also new this year to our school and team and was a vital member. She is one of the most coachable players I've ever coached, and her growth is remarkable in such a short time. She's the kind of player that you can tell her to jump and she will ask how high. A true coach's dream. I look forward to continuing to coach her and see where she goes. Coaches Award goes to Callie Pennant. Our Spirit Award goes to the player who never backed down from cheering on her teammates. She has the loudest scream of anyone I've ever met and was the most helpful teammate in practice and in games. She's a true gem, and I am so thankful for her energy, positivity, and dedication this year. This award goes to Ava Stoner.
Coaches Petrosky and Palos.
Good evening, everybody. This is weird, Coach Dean. Coach Schaefer can't be here tonight because he had a family member pass away recently, so he is at a funeral. So I am standing in for him. I will do my best to stand in for Coach Schaefer and the speeches that he typically gives about soccer. If you've been here for any length of time, you know that he is very passionate about the sport of soccer and all that it can teach us in life. I'm sure that I will not live up to his Schaeferisms, but I will try to offer something. So I'm gonna give a couple little remarks, and then Coach Petrossi is gonna announce three awards, and then I'll give our final coach's award. So I think, for anybody who followed the soccer season this year, this question of how we measure success is a really important one. We had a really great team this year. We were following up from a really great team last year. And the way in which you measure success can be difficult. If you came to the final game, you might be tempted to think that it wasn't a successful season. And I'm going to say that, for me personally, it's still a bit raw and really hard to have some perspective on what the season might mean. But I do think that in sports and maybe in life, that last game doesn't really define a team's success or a team's lack of success. I think that's a really hard thing. I had a parent email me the other day after the game and say, we all hear that sometimes you learn more in losses than you do in wins. I think that can be true. I don't think it takes away the sting at all. Certainly for you young men who were on the soccer team, I know it doesn't take away the sting at all from that last game to hear that I think we can learn a lot in defeat. But I do think we can measure success by the emotion that the young men displayed on Friday night if you happen to be there. What I would submit to the team, if I can offer something, and to our community, is any time you get to be with a group of people that you care about, and you set a common goal for yourself, and you go out every day and you work hard towards that common goal, that's success. If you can surround yourself with people who are working their hardest to achieve something together, you are a part of something that is successful, no matter what the end result is. And I would say if you're a part of something where you have a group of people fighting for a common goal, and you put yourself in a place to have tears, whether those are tears of joy or whether those are tears of sadness, I think you've done a pretty good job. And I would offer that to the soccer team, to every individual on the team, to all the seniors for whom it might be the last time they play soccer on an organized sport, and just for us as a community. Find places in your life where you surround yourself with people working for a common goal and putting their all into getting that common goal, and put your all into it, so whether it happens or it doesn't happen, when it's over, there are tears. There are tears of happiness, or there are tears of sadness. That's a job well done in life, I think. Last year, for the team, we got to be a part of a different ending, and I can tell you that the day after last year was just as sad to me as the day after this year. It was just as sad. There's same hole to miss that thing is a group of people working towards a common goal. So thank you to the players. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope you relished the opportunity to surround yourself with people from all over the world, and to be vulnerable. Because to be vulnerable at your age, particularly you young men, to have the freedom to cry like you did on Friday night, that's really impressive. Really, really impressive. So job well done. I would measure success. Now Coach Petrossi is going to announce the awards.
So we have 3 awards. The first one is the most improved player. I will say personally, watching this young adult day in and day out constantly improve, not just on the practice field, but also in life, I'm going to give it to Yuto. Next up is the Hustle Award. This is given to the guy who I think was working the hardest, not only on the field, off the field, as a leader on our team, and I think personally that he is truly deserving of this. Give it up for Jorge Gomez Serrano. And the last award I'm giving out is the most valuable player. And truly, this kid has touched your heart and a lot of ours. The Italian stallion, Francesco.
Those awards were voted on by the team. The last award that we have to give is the Coaches Award. And the award is still in transit, but I don't think it will matter to the Coaches Award because I think it embodies exactly who he was for us. He never sought individual glory. He always worked for the team, and he worked tirelessly. He by far played the most minutes for us the entire year. And Blake Berry was just a standout soccer player for us. Next year, we'll see you all back in Richmond. See you all back in Richmond for a different result on the final game.
Thank you, Coach Piles. Mr. Piles likes to turn off the mic. Thank you, Coach Piles and Coach Petrosky. Thank you. Lastly, I'd like to invite Coach Nick Smith up and then Coach Michaela Dyer afterwards. Thank you.
I won't talk long. Coach Dean has asked me not to say a lot because he knows me, right? So, can you hear me back there? Yes. Yeah. So, this season started off differently for probably any season in the history of the school, but it really exemplified what this program is. The number of people that stepped up, because when I stepped into the role that I stepped into, it wasn't just me stepping out of something else. I had to step out of my learn to sail role. And so that meant that sailors like Abby and Teresa had to spend more time showing new learn to sailors how to sail and how to do different things in the boat that I would have been doing. My dad stepped in, but it wasn't the same as having me there, I'm sure, right? So it was captain stepping up at the beginning of the season. It was Coach Dyer filling a role that she had contracted for, but she stepped up for. And so as a result of all that, we had a lot of success out there, but we're not done yet. We still have a spring season, and I'm looking forward to seeing what these kids do. I'll be watching from the lacrosse field saying, hey, good luck. But I'm going to bring up Coach Dyer to give out the awards because I've said enough already.
Okay, for those of you who have not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Michaela, and it's nice to meet all of you. I've been down at the waterfront with our awesome sailing team this fall. I don't think with the way that the year started, anybody expected what we had happened to happen and to be so successful. So first off, I'd like to just give a round of applause to the team for stepping up despite all the adversity they faced. Okay, so for those of you who don't know a lot about sailing, there are two positions, a crew and a skipper. And you can't really do anything without the other person. So our most valuable boat, not player, but boat, goes to Simone and Owen. Yeah.
of we have two positions and you can't do one without the other, our most improved crew goes to an individual who is constantly asking questions, the desire to get better, and always will bring a smile to your face is Cherry. For our most improved skipper, this individual stepped in as someone who started sailing these boats at the beginning of the fall, never being in them before, to starting in our fall national championship Wilder.
Go, Walter.
Next, we have the Spirit Award / Best Teammate Award. This award goes to an individual who will consistently put the team before themselves. So Cam, will you please come up? He's not here?
He's out tonight.
Okay, and last, we have the Coaches Award. This goes to an individual who had a roller coaster of a season, but truly pulled through at the end and put the team first, despite their own opinions. So will Bo please?
Yeah, Bo.
Thank you, everyone. That wraps up the fall co-curricular banquet. I want to give one last thank you to Mr. Piles, who has been pushing for this. And I think